Good morning and happy Wednesday, as opposed to happy hump day. Already, the language we use is impacting our day today. And I'm bringing this up because I'm saying how to stay on track on a weekend on a Wednesday. And you might be thinking, it's not the weekend, it's Wednesday. And the reason I bring this up is because traditionally, if you think about how diets, how fitness habits often start, whether it's flossing your teeth, walking, having lunch at your kitchen table as opposed to your desk, exercising, eating 5 a day, drink water, whatever it is, what we tend to see is Monday, Tuesday go really well, then Wednesday it starts to kind of dip down. I can be kind and say, I can be generous and probably say, yeah, Monday to Friday is fine, but the truth is Wednesday traditionally will start to slip, like Wednesday, hump day. But what I want to go through today is how to set yourself up to stay on track even at the weekends. And I firstly just want to say what we mean by on track, because right now we're making the assumption, that would mean we're making the assumption that being on track means your weekdays are the same as your weekends. So I'll say that again. By saying I'm going to be on track, essentially what you're saying is you're saying that your weekends are have to be the same as your weekdays for you to be on track. Now, for a lot of people, even in lockdown, that's just not possible for it to be identical. Okay, like family, maybe have more time, you do things, especially in the real world, post-COVID, or at least even from, say, the 12th of April onwards, and beyond that, it's going to start to open up a few things, whether that's coffee in a walk, coffee in a cake, restaurants start to open up. I can go on, and there's just more things to do, okay? And you've got to look at your lifestyle and think, are weekends actually an issue for me? Are weekends a potential area that I need to focus on a bit more? And if they are, I want to touch on this now and a few different ways that you could try and help with this. So firstly is to look at your weekends, look at what you're doing now, and if you could pick one thing that you could 100% do that would have an impact on your food intake, how you feel, your energy levels, what would that one thing be? And I spoke about someone last week about this, and what we went for is that they were going to get up 10 minutes and do a 10-minute workout before the family got up. Because once everyone's up, she won't get it in. And on the weekend, she does like a lie-in. So she said, I can do 10 minutes though. That's worth it for me. Although when that alarm goes off, it's a bit like, she does that 10 minutes, she feels so differently. She then feels a bit more in control of her food intake. Now, this is the part that we're going to go into the food now. So what she can do is, depending on how many meals or whatever they do that weekend, she's actually in control of more than she thought. So the evening is traditionally a takeaway for them on a Saturday. That's fine. She's essentially got two options here. She can say, I'm going to enjoy myself and just accept that, it might slow my results, but I'm happy with that. And now it becomes part of the plan. Another option is that she can say, I'm still going to have the takeaway, but I'm just going to choose a better option. That's fine. So, for example, if we're having an Indian and I want to choose a better option, I'll just go for a drier dish. And I actually enjoy them anyway. I like them. So that doesn't really bother me at all. But it comes back down to what I spoke about the other day here in terms of where you're at with where you want to be in your results. So if 0% was 0% on it, feeling tired, not really eating any nourishing food, 100% is over here. You're still not happy because you're just eating chicken and broccoli. And then that 70% allows you that leeway to still get great results, but you're being flexible with it. That 50% is then a way of going, you know what, I'm still going to be a bit more flexible, but I'm happy with slower results, and that's okay too. Another option you can do, and this is more around, I guess, a more measured approach. So I'm going to put this in on here. So I'm going to put the days of the week in here: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So let's say traditionally someone goes for, I'm just argument's sake, 1,600 calories every day here. So you go for 1,600 calories every day there, argument's sake. And then at the weekends, they try and stick to that, but it doesn't always work. And then when it doesn't work, one day it can go up to, say, 3,000. You've got this scenario here. Another scenario you've got is people go really hard. They're like, this Monday, I'm going to compensate for my weekends. I'm going to go on a 800 calorie diet. If I can draw an 8, there you go. 800, I'm going to go 800. Then it just slowly creeps up and we don't even really realize it. Then we're kind of 1,200, then we're 1,400. Then it's like the weekend and we're 2,000, 3,000. And it starts to go up on here. Now, what I would recommend if you are going in on this scenario here, which is quite common, and it doesn't have to be 800, but it can be a certain number there, is you can start to make small changes. And this is regardless of if you're calorie counting at all. So let's say, for example, you have 3 meals and a snack, but you know that on the weekend that you want to enjoy yourself a bit more and you want to compensate for that. And this is if you want to just step it up from what you're doing now. So treat what you're doing right now as your baseline, providing your weight is stable. So if your weight is currently stable, treat what you're doing now as that's your baseline. That's how much you need to maintain your weight. Okay? And then with our food, let's say we have 3 meals, protein every meal. You have water with every meal, like a glass of water. And then you choose 300 calories of snacks from any foods you like every day. This is a way of kind of not calorie counting. The 300 calories of snacks from any foods can just be like, you can eyeball that if you want. You know, it could be chocolate bar, whatever it is. Now, let's say I wanted to compensate a bit for the weekend. If I went a bit lower on my snacks on 3 days, say, that would result in 900 calories. And this is kind of without actually counting them. This is just 3 meals, protein every meal. That would result in 900 calories that I have for the weekend now. I could then enjoy myself at that meal a little bit more and actually still within the whole week, let's say I had, 10,000 calories throughout the week, so 10,000 calories throughout the week. I then have the flexibility to then go, actually, I've saved calories there and I can just compensate here, but I haven't starved myself. I've made sure I've got the protein in there. But again, this is just one option here. What you can do is compensate within a day. Hey, Debbie. So you could compensate within the day. So you might say within that weekend day, AM for breakfast, I have a protein-based breakfast. PM, lunch, again, protein, lots of vegetables, fiber. I can't write. Veg, salad. At lunchtime. And then all of a sudden you've just got that flexibility just to enjoy yourself in the evening. And it's kind of no big deal then here. Okay, so you've got many ways you can flex, and this requires no calorie counting here. Then of course you can just, you got to ask yourself, if it's one day a week that you have it, is it actually one day, or are you actually referring to one meal, but your thoughts about the meal make it a day? Because if it's just one meal and you just enjoy that meal, one meal a week, I can guarantee you now that one meal a week isn't going to dictate your results. It might impact it slightly, but it's not, if you're doing everything right in that 70-30 balance and you have one meal a week, I would argue that it's probably be your thoughts about the meal, your thoughts about the foods that are in that meal that then make you think, well, I've failed, I might as well just give up now. I might as well just crack open the other bottle of wine and have that, and then the snacks and that, then I feel tired the next day, then I'll start again Monday. And it goes back to what I said at the start, in that one little slip of being on plan, and we're too definitive with what we mean by on plan, because if we go off plan on Wednesday, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 5 days gone, and then we're back on it Monday really hard, and we need to find that little playing field a bit. And it's like when I put in a calorie counter. I can put it in the comments if you want to get an idea of where you're at right now in terms of how many calories you need. And people say, it often comes up really high. But what I want to say of this is actually this means every day. So you can compensate and play around with that, because traditionally people eat more at the weekends, whether that's drink related, social related, whatever it is. Okay, so what I want you to think about from here is, if you want something to do right now today to help you stay on track on weekends, is just to quite simply treat today as day one, number one. So just treat a Wednesday, like rather than saying, I've done well 2 days or whatever, just treat today as day one and just say, right, 3 things I'm going to do today are, I'm going to have protein at every meal, I'm going to drink lots of water, and I'm going to do some kind of exercise today. That will all help your dopamine levels. That will all help your signaling in your body, how you feel, and how you feel will impact what you do. What you do will impact the results you get. Okay, that's one thing straight away. Don't worry about, we're worrying about the weekend sometimes before it's even here. And we just need to get through today and actually just concentrate on now, because that's the thing that exists right now. Okay, number 2, you can compensate over the week. You could eat a little bit less during the week, whether that's looking at, okay, can I just group my snacks? Sue, for example, on our Fit for Life program, she was doing, when she was doing Slimming World, with the relationship with fruit is like, I can eat as much fruit as I like. And that's fine until it's not. Like, it's fine until it's not. Until you're like, I'm not getting results now. So what she did is she made vegetables just as convenient as fruit. So now vegetables are there, pre-cut veggies, in a lunchbox, and she's lost 2 pounds in a week. And that's enough for her to, what I'm saying here is, it doesn't mean that she has to do that forever, and it doesn't mean anything, but with regards to the weekends. But what I mean by that is just she made that swap, and then at the weekend now, let's say she was happy with her weight, she knows that by making that swap, instead of, she's essentially got a bit of the 2 pounds that she could put back on a bit over the weekend if she wanted to. Morning, Michelle, if she wanted to. So she's got a bit more flexibility there, okay? Hey, Alison. So you can make those small changes in the week, which can help compensate over the weekend. And you might not see a difference in a week, but it's thinking about marginal gains. What small step can I make this weekend that could have an impact in 4 weeks? Because then I'm keeping doing it. I've done it for 4 weeks. And over a year, then you'll see a big difference without having to change drastically. Because when you have to change drastically, quite often, not always, we never actually get started. And if we never get started, we'll never see the results. And often we'll actually go backwards. So that was long-winded, and I hope that helps, because it's difficult to actually give you specific advice without your situation. So when I got this question, it's easier to actually chat through it, because it depends on what you're doing at the weekend. But I hope to give you some examples in there as well. For example, the one meal, when we actually think about it as a meal rather than a day, our relationship with the food can change. Okay, and just treat day one now, day one. And then you just got to look back and say, okay, 7 last week, I didn't stay on plan, as we call it, from Thursday onwards. This week I did the same, but then I got back on it on Friday. Imagine if you did that every week for the rest of the year. How many weeks left of the year? I don't know. Oh, I saw a calculator yesterday about how many Mondays there were till Christmas. So it's that many Mondays, that many days of the week that you could have a better day. And that's going to add up over the year. So don't write off those small marginal gains. Anyway, that is it from me. Have a lovely day. Any questions, as always, do reach out, and I'll see you soon. Take care.